Welcome back to Weekly Rapid Chess. This is episode 14. My rating is 1129, so a little bit down from my peak and also from the last video. I played one game off camera and I lost. But it's okay. You can't win them all. And you know what? Let's stop yapping and start playing. White e4, opponent responds with e5. We're just going to develop the knights. He's pushing some pawns on the side here. This is interesting. Okay, he's developing his knight. I think this is... yeah, I think that's why he pushed it, because he doesn't want me developing my bishop here. But that's fine. Yeah, he really doesn't want to lose his center pawn, I guess. This is a nice strategy by him. I can quickly attack his queen, but he'll just block. So that's not really... Oh, okay, he's immediately going to trade the knight for the bishop. Interesting choice. Usually knights are a little bit better than bishops, but sorry, usually bishops are a little bit better than knights. Okay, you know what? I kind of want to push up and trade his center pawn because he didn't want me to do that earlier. So let's see if we can get rid of it. Maybe also castle queenside. Okay, so now he wants to trade my center pawn, which if I push this will be not defended. So I need to do something about this here. I'll take. Alright. I'm not so sure if I want to castle this way, especially now that his queen is here. Hold on, I push this, takes, can't really take back because then I take back with the bishop or the knight. Okay, he'll do this. Now I definitely should be castling the other way. No doubt about that now. Okay, yeah, so now I can't even castle this way. So I'll do this. All of our pieces are kind of in a cluster here, not sure if that's good or bad yet. But this pawn has some crazy support, even though it doesn't have any neighbors. Okay, so now he's got 1, 2, 3 attackers. I have 1, 2, 3 defenders, so that's alright. Oh, let's stick another one on, just in case. Get the rook in there. This pawn is not dying today. Okay, he's looking for a queen trade. I mean, I'm not so sure that's even a bad thing. His knight is going to move there, and I'll get a chance to move something. Or heck, I could even threaten his knight right now. You know, that's pretty good. Force him to go back here. And we put this, and now everything is pretty well supported. And his knight has very restricted mobility. Can't really take these pawns. Oh, but his bishop can still move around. Let's just quickly... yeah, get his bishop to move out. You know, his light squared bishop is being very annoying, and mine isn't really doing much. So yeah, I'm happy with the trade. Probably give my king some breathing room right now. Yeah, this isn't a big deal. He's not... this isn't crazy. Relatively slow-paced game. But that's not a bad thing. He's shuffling around. I'm not sure. Maybe he's going to take this? That's not so bad, because then I get a pawn supporting the pawn. Okay, yeah, it definitely looks like he's going to try and take here. Yeah, so let's put the rook. And this pawn is still supported by the knight, which I probably need some support for my king in a second. Yeah, but so far, everything kind of, except for this knight, but, I mean, that gets fixed in 1 second, is everything's kind of tied together, right? The rooks look at each other, the rook holds on to this pawn. Yeah, you know what, let's just do that right now, because that was bothering me. Okay, he definitely wants this bishop or something, because he's going all in here. I'm wondering if I can just do this. And then if he takes me, I take... Yeah, you know what? Why not? The worst he can do is this. And in which case I just go back. Like back here. Because I don't want to put my bishop here, because then takes... Yeah, and I would lose a pawn in that trade. But he moves his rook. I'm wondering if I should trade right now. Try to get rid of his knights or something. This is interesting. I don't really want to trade the rooks. They're kind of holding everything together right now. Let's kick his knight out. Yeah, there we go. Get out. Here. That's not the best move, but... Okay, and now my bishop is getting thrown out. But we can move it back here, because now there's only one knight looking at the square. And I don't really mind if he trades, because like I said, I get a second pawn, kind of supporting my center pawn. Okay, he's pushing around here. Let's get this pawn in the action. I should move my knight somewhere. Yeah, now this pawn actually has no really threats on it. Yeah, we'll keep the knight here. Push this up 2 squares. Oh, he's giving a check. Want to go somewhere where he can't really check me again. If I go here... Oh yeah, he can't really do too much. Yeah, sure, I don't want to push up too aggressively with my king. We can kick out his knight in a second. Oh, okay, he's gonna take the bishop now, but like I said, we have a plan now. Center pawn has a friend. We need to get this knight into the action. He's hiding on the edge of the board here. I'm also a little bit lower on time than my opponent, but that's not a big deal. My rooks are also in, like, prime forking position. If he can get his knight over here somehow, I mean, he would have to, like, do some crazy dance moves, but I have to be aware of that. Maybe I can get my knight to cover the square. How could I do that right now? If I go here, here, hold on. How do I cover this square? I need to be here, here. Ah, there isn't really a space for my knight to cover that square. Because of my pawn structure. Okay, that's not fun. I mean, I can slowly start trying to push this up, but oh yeah, now this is really annoying. And his knight is right there too, guys. This is so annoying. Maybe I can try to trade off his knight somehow. We're gonna temporarily leave this undefended. It's not like his rook is gonna come in and get it anytime soon. Actually, the king can't move there because the knight covers it. But I'm hoping I can move my knight here and just trade it off. This was my idea, because his knight is being a complete nuisance right now. Just get rid of his active pieces. Ah, now the rook comes here, but I can trade. Put the rook back here and we're fine. Now maybe eventually I can get a rook onto this rank so that it covers both, and then one of my rooks can run away and do some, like, damage. So we'll have this rook play defense over here like this. Oh wait, I think he's trying to take here. Oh no, he's trying to do this. Okay, well now we have both rooks playing defense, and my king can come in a second. Okay, yeah, this is good. I mean, this is a little bit scary, but my rook will come in and help. Rook and pawns endgame. You know, I'm wondering if maybe this rook is better suited over here. Then I can trade this off, and then the rook can maybe infiltrate here. Because right now this pawn is still defended, right? Oh no, he's going to push here. Okay, well that actually loses a pawn. But I think he's trying to push this or something. Although I still have a pawn here, so that's not necessarily so bad. Also this one here. I'll take. I'll bite. Let's go. Ah, this was his plan. Okay, well he's gonna get a pawn back either way. So let's just do this. Okay, yeah. I figured. Now this rook still covers this, so the king can actually come out a little bit. Threaten his rook. Maybe we can get into this corner here like this. Now his rook has to go somewhere. Probably over here where it still protects this, yeah? How can we threaten something here, guys? I'm really tempted to put my rook here and then push the king all the way to the corner, but I feel like I can get easily mated or something. Also this pawn still hanging. I can't just push this to defend it because then here. This is awkward. Yeah, and my king is kind of stuck now, isn't he? Didn't set myself up amazingly. Ah, now he's coming in. Now he's covering the square. Oh no. Am I trapped? Oh, let's do this. Now this pawn is supported and I can push this maybe. Oh, okay, I can go here. This doesn't look too good. Oh, that's checkmate! Oh, dear. Oh, that's why you don't push so aggressively, guys. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I knew this was a bit scary. Oh, no. Oh, well, we lost. What's our rating now? Can we see? Oh, 11-18. Oh, it's dropping. It's dropping, guys. Oh, no. Oh, wow, this guy was lower rated than me, too. He was 11-38. Oh, actually, he was lower than that even before. But, yeah, we lost 11 points of rating from that. That's quite a bit. Anyway. Yeah, let's do a game review here. I'm wondering, is it just like a one-move blunder? Did I just blunder this, or was it just always bad? Oh, no, I definitely made some mistakes here. Okay. Yeah, I played like a 1200. That's not so bad. He played like a 1450. Pretty strong. 72-76 accuracy. Okay. I had an advantage at one point, and then I made a mistake, and I lost it. Okay, let's see this. I'm actually gonna go take a good look at this review, and I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm gonna review the game that I just played here. As we saw, I started with e4 and my opponent responded with e5. Probably the most common opening in chess of all time. And we developed some knights. And as we saw, he really quickly pushes up his side pawn here. And it's pretty obvious. He wants to support his center pawn and not allow my bishop to pin his knight or trade it off or anything, so we can keep this pawn alive as long as possible. So I continue trying to develop, moving the bishop out. Not the best move, but either way, we're getting some pieces out, and this is alright. And then he is pinning me. He's pinning my knight to my king. So I try to defend, and he trades it off. But my pawn is already supported by another pawn, so it's not so bad. He castles, and all my pieces are kind of in a cluster here. And really quickly, he starts striking in the center like this. This is pretty good by him, because now I have to do something. I take back. This is the best move. And he takes back with the queen. Alright. So the material is still even. Then I push up this pawn, and he is able to trade. But apparently I'm supposed to actually castle here, because he can't actually take back without losing his queen. So this could have been a nifty little trap. Maybe he would have just gotten tunnel vision and taken my bishop. But I obviously didn't see this either, so anyway. A few moves later, he stops me from castling queenside, and I have to castle, well, kingside. So he's continuing to attack my pawn. He clearly knows center pawns are important because he's putting massive pressure on this pawn here. And I need to get some defense on it, support my center pawn. So my pawn is protected by 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. The arrows are kind of confusing, but the rook, queen, bishop, and knight all protect this pawn. And he has 3 attackers here too. So this pawn has lots of eyes on it. Then he offers a queen trade, which is a mistake. because after a trade of queens, I'm supposed to gain the initiative by attacking his pawn, and basically I start calling the shots in this game. But instead, I attack his knight, which isn't the correct move, because the knight runs away, and all of a sudden I have to defend. But anyway, he attacks my rook, like I said. He has the initiative now, and he has to run away. I'm offering a trade of pieces, and he trades, and now he gets to make another move. He moves the side pawn here, kind of locking up the position. We have this sort of clamp shape that you'll see quite often, where neither of the pawns can move without getting taken. And I'm giving my king some space to move. But so far the material is still even, and the evaluation is still more or less even. The only spike there was kind of when he traded the queen. And we're shuffling some pieces. All really good moves here. As you can see, he's defending his knight, I'm keeping my bishop together, and so on. And he's getting knights into the game. Oops, that's a terrible arrow. I apologize. And he's looking for this bishop. So the bishop has to move. He attacks the bishop attacks the rook, and he moves away. And now I'm pushing his pawn here, attacking his knight. So his knight goes away. And there's a lot of this kind of shuffling. He's kicking my bishop out. I'm dropping my knight back. Apparently moving it to the center is better because the knight will control more squares. And he's giving some checks. And he eventually does trade the bishop. But now my pawns support each other. But I kind of have these pawn islands, as you can see. There's kind of 3 distinct areas of pawns with gaps in between, which isn't great. I'm continuing to develop, and he's continuing to shuffle around. He does allow me to trade his knight off, which is good for me, because his knight was very active, and now I actually have a slight advantage, or at least I did. Apparently over here I'm supposed to go attack his rook, but instead I choose to support my pawn by moving the rook. And he's developing his rooks, and he's stacking them up. But it is possible to defend. And over here I'm actually, again, supposed to move my king out. But I didn't move my king out at the correct time and not in the correct way, as you'll see in a minute. Because after a few pawn moves and a rook move here, he pushes h5. And I take, which isn't the best move because it allows him to do this. So he's going to get this pawn back, and he's going to be pretty much constantly threatening this. So I have to defend with my rook. And I start pushing up my king extremely aggressively. And this is a big mistake, because now my king is kind of surrounded by his enemy forces, by his king and his rooks. And the king, usually, not the most aggressive of pieces, can't really check or attack anything, but in the end game it's deadly because you can corral the enemy king. Remember that the kings can't touch. The kings will never touch. So you can use your king to stop an enemy king from moving around. You can use him to restrict his mobility. He makes a miss here, which this is supposed to allow me to escape. But I don't find the correct move here, which is to push up aggressively. Instead, I move this rook. And this is, like I said, I mean, this isn't the correct move according to the computer, but you'll see now. Now my king, in this position, has actually no squares. He can't move here, he can't take this pawn, he can't go here, because the rooks and this king restricts the squares for my king. And I blunder checkmate in 2 here, which he does find, with a check here and a check here. And again, this king stopping my king from escaping, like this. If it wasn't for this king, I would be able to escape to one of these squares, but his king stops my escape. So very instructive game for me, because I'm the loser here. But it's okay. Can't win them all, and you gotta learn from your mistakes. Lots of mistakes from me. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. If you enjoyed, do please consider liking and subscribing, and check out the playlist if you want to see more content like this. And I'll see you next time.